What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the live stream. We are here on this Friday, and I want to let you guys know we're streaming for every platform that I have. So we're on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Guys, I want to thank you so much for um, your attention. Your attention is the most valuable spiritual asset that you will ever have. And please excuse if you hear the people outside. They're mowing the grass, but um, I just got a new microphone, and I'm wondering if you guys can hear me. Yes, you can. All right, good, very good. So today's topic, we're talking about overcoming hurdles. Okay, we're talking about overcoming hurdles, and I'm gonna give you five things that you could do to overcome your hurdles. Um, and these are five spiritual things that you'll be able to do to overcome any hurdle that you encounter in your life. It doesn't matter if you are encountering like a failed marriage. Maybe you're going through a depression. Maybe you think that your businesses are under spiritual attack. You're having issues scaling. Maybe you have employees that are stealing from you. Okay, I've had that before. You should know that there are ways forward. There's always a path forward. So I'm gonna let people get in just a little bit more. Um, but remember, you always can watch this on my YouTube. I actually encourage you guys to go over to my YouTube anyway. That this is um, only because the aesthetic is better over there. But if you have any questions, put it in the chat. I definitely will be watching what you guys are saying. Okay. Um, Without further ado, so the five ways, okay, to overcome your hurdles. What is a hurdle? Um, a hurdle is something that is blocking or partially blocking your path. And you can only be on, like, in your path if you're in your purpose. So if you are going to the I don't know, the bar or the strip club, 100% that's not your purpose. All right, that's not your purpose. Anybody blocking you from that's not considered a hurdle. So be clear about your path. First, we need to understand what our purpose is. And if you don't understand what your purpose is, send me an email. We'll work through it together. All right. And don't send me an email if you're not serious about your life. Don't send me an email if you're not serious about your life. Um, I kind of despise the certain people who ask for assistance, they ask for clarity, and there's no way that they do no work. They're not serious about their life. They only want to vent. And if you know me long enough, you know that venting is demonic transfer. Venting is how demons go from one person to another. How do I know this? Well, the word spirit, it means breath. The word spirit, it means breath. The word spirituality, it means the art of breathing. So your breath, it has a pattern. This pattern we call language. Spanish, French, Tagalog, Arabic, all these wonderful languages that humans have created. The pattern behind that is called language. if you are ever, you know, having this urge to express yourself because you have gone through some things, because you have done some things in your life, or people have done things to you. Maybe you lost your career. Maybe you're old enough to think that I'm not where I should be. You know, I've wasted all of my life, whether, you know, you're a man or a woman, you know, I wasted all of my life, and now I'm 50 years old, I'm 40 years old, I'm 30 years old, I'm 60, 70 years old, and I don't know what to do. I've wasted it, and now I have nothing to show for it. You know, um, I forgot what I was gonna say because a bird slapped the window. um, so please forgive me. But um, you have to know your purpose. Okay, you have to know your purpose. The purpose is given to you by God. Okay, God gives you your purpose, and um, it is your duty to discover your purpose. You're supposed to discover why you have been designed, um, and your purpose can be discovered in your design. What I'm getting at is if you don't know your purpose, you can't be blocked from it, because if you don't know your purpose, you're not traveling towards it. Okay, um, and purpose is not, it's not always a vague thing like I want to help people. That's not your purpose. How do you want to help people? And are you going to get paid for that? Yes, help is not free. It should never be free. If you're a business owner, it's never free. Do you know, I used to eat McDonald's, and McDonald's has a great, excuse me, like back in the day, I thought McDonald's was wonderful, right? I was hungry. I would go there. McDonald's would help me relieve the hunger. The help was not free. They used to have a dollar menu. Okay, I used to eat all the food on the dollar menu. They don't. I don't think they have menus anymore. Um, but the the main thing here is I'm getting distracted. Very interesting. So when you are operating in your purpose, um, demons will always come and try to distract you. You can only be distracted from your purpose, okay, from what you are doing. And oftentimes, when I'm filming, when I'm doing a live stream like this, I get distracted. Something is being presented to my mind, and I lose track of what I'm saying. This is the wonders of having talking points. I do have talking points about today, for today, to kind of keep me on track. But I wanted to get the introduction down. Okay, the introduction is a little lackluster today. Please forgive me. All right. So the first the first step, or the or one way that you can overcome a hurdle, is you identify the spirit behind the obstacle. You have to identify the spirit that's behind it. You have to be able to identify. So remember, discernment, there are three steps in discernment. Three steps in discernment, and there's an order to that. So the order of your any type of discernment. So what is discernment? Discernment is your ability to distinguish two or more things. So discernment is not only like for what you consider spiritual, or like the spirit world. It's for real life too. Like, are you able to tell the difference between an apple and an orange? If you can't, then that means you lack discernment. Can you tell the difference? Like, am I depressed? Am I happy? Am I productive? Like, can you tell the difference between that? Can you tell the difference between poison and water? A potion and poison. Um, if you can't, then guess what? You're confused. The opposite of discernment is confusion. There's nothing in between. There's nothing in between. Either you know what it is or you do not. Like, um, so there are three steps to discernment. Number one is observation. You need to be able to observe the thing. And observation actually is far deeper than just your eyeballs. Observation, it occurs with your ears, with your eyes, with your taste buds, with your sense of touch. You know, if I come up and I grab your wrist, can you actually feel that? Are you able to feel that? What if I, you know, or what if a bird is outside your window chirping? Or squirrels are trying to scratch at your window because they smell some food that you have. Um, if you can't, then that means you can't, then that means you automatically lack discernment. So number one is observation. The first step in discernment is observation. The second step in discernment is verification. Okay. The second step is verification. You need to be able to verify. Now, what is verification? There's a word, it's called control. The word control, it means to verify. But verification is um, it's a type of examination. So you are ensuring processes are operating correctly. That's verification. Okay, so there's that phrase trust but verify, trust but verify. If you tell your children to wash the dishes and you go to the grocery store because you want to cook dinner, but there's dishes in the sink. You'll go to the grocery store. Maybe while you're at the grocery store, you'll send your child a text message. Hey, little Johnny or little Jessica, did you do the dishes? You're verifying. You're ensuring that the process that you taught your kids, which in this example, the process is cleaning the dishes. Parents have to teach their kids how to clean, how to wash dishes. It's kind of crazy. Like some people, some people like actually weren't taught how to wash dishes, so they don't really understand. But um, like for example, putting your dishes in the dishwasher. There's actually like dishwashers are designed a specific way, um, like how you're supposed to load things up. Like on the top rack is where your cups goes, but the cup is not supposed to go in the middle of that metal prong thing. The, the row of metal things. The cup's not supposed to go right in the middle. It's supposed to go on both sides, so you get more cups in there. A lot of people didn't know that. I didn't know that until maybe about five years ago. You know, so verification is the next step in discernment. The final step in discernment, okay, the final step in discernment is um, belief. So you need to believe it. You need to believe it. But once you believe, like the process of belief is accepting it as real, then it becomes real. You accept it as real, then it becomes real. It's like it's the like spiritual transformation from nothing into everything. Belief. Okay? If you have or are imagining like a mansion in your house or for your house, you have to believe it. Once you believe it, your brain then shifts how it detects reality. And then everything in your current reality that your brain is detecting, your brain then will find or discover things or detect things that help support what you believe. Okay, for example, and I know that this is actually there's a word for this, but I don't know what it is. Maybe you can help me. Um, okay, so there is sound. Um, so Yes. Very good. Okay. 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 Um. So remember what I was saying. Whenever you're on your purpose, distractions come. Okay. Distractions will occur. Okay. Distractions will occur. Here's a side note. A distracted person is the only person that can ever distract you. Okay, a person not in their purpose is a walking deterrent. They walk around without them even knowing. They just want, they will distract you. So if you are ever distracted, um, or you are distracting somebody else, it's quite often or quite sure that you are not in your purpose. All right. So, um, you need discernment in order to identify the spirit behind the obstacle. But identifying the spirit, first you need to understand what spirit is, and you need to understand what angels are and what demons are. Okay? Everything that has life has, or everything that exists has life. Everything that has life, okay, has a type of spirit, that has a type of breath, it has a type of exchange. Now, some exchanges occur faster than others. For example, a rock over time will become sand. All right, that sand will then become soil. That soil will then become a tree. The tree will then become a rock over time. Like, it takes millions and millions of years for that to actually happen, but that's like the overarching process right there. Okay. Um, then there's, a faster process of spirit, you know, um, like you might shave your head. Two weeks later, you'll notice that there's hair. Okay. That's a type of spirit. Okay. So when you are, you know, um, hmm. So when you are identifying the spirit, um, you need to understand: is it an angel? Okay, so angels are many types of angelic beings. Okay, that exist in the nine choirs of heaven. So there's a thing called the nine choirs of heaven, just like there's the seven deadly sins. There's the nine choirs of heaven, and each one of the nine choirs are ruled by an angelic being. Angels are in the lowest choir, the third choir, at the very bottom, and these are the only type of angelic beings that humans have access to. Okay, there's like archangels, there's cherubims, there's seraphims, there's principalities, there's virtues, all these different types of angelic beings. But then there's one called angels. We have access to the angels. Okay, um, but then there's demons. Demons are fallen angels. Okay, demons are fallen angels. So there's an evil spirit that we all know about, and her name is Jezebel. This is an evil spirit. Jezebel is not a demon. She never was once an angel. Demons are fallen angels. They once were angels. Okay. Um. So learning about these different spirits, angels, and demons will help your discernment, because there is no such thing as a spirit of procrastination, or like a demon of procrastination. There are demons behind the spirit of procrastination, okay, that transfer. There are demons behind the spirit of the imposter syndrome. There are demons behind the spirit of lack. There's demons behind the spirit of these things. Okay. And when you know that, then your discernment, like, and you begin to research those demons, you are now equipping yourself with spiritual warfare bullets. Okay, you are equipping yourself with the knowledge. Okay, for my children perish of a lack of knowledge. People think, just why do you talk about demons so much? You're calling them. I'm not calling them. If you learn about your computer, your cell phone, the TikTok app that you're on now, the Facebook or the YouTube app that you're on right now, are you going to become Facebook? Like, are you going to start growing wires out of your skin because you learned about your cell phone? Jesus. No. You have to understand, you have to learn things. Okay? And just because, like, things are, your enemy, doesn't mean just because you learn them, you're not advocating for them. Okay? Yeah, a lot of people thought I was AI. I'm not AI. I'm real. So, um, with that being said, identify the spirit. Every hurdle is not natural. Why do I say that? Because the word life. Excuse me. So every hurdle is not natural. Oftentimes you've normalized it. Natural or what's normal feels natural. Okay, what you've normalized feels natural. Did I just say something to somebody? What you have normalized feels natural. But everything is spiritual. How do I know that? Life. The word life. Okay, the word life. Spiritual existence imparted by God. That's what the word life means. Spiritual existence imparted by God. So the first way you can overcome a hurdle in your life is identifying the spirit behind the obstacle. And remember, spirituality is observing the pattern of the spirit. Observing the pattern of the spirit. Okay? If you're colorblind, or like you're not able to see the color red, you are unable to detect that pattern in that type of spirit. All right. Let's jump to the second way you can overcome hurdles. Okay, stop jumping with emotional baggage. Now, what is an emotion? Okay, what is emotions, or are emotions? Excuse me. So, emotions, or the word emotion, it means social agitation. Okay, and remember, feelings are not your leaders. You don't do what you feel. Okay, you don't do what your feelings tell you. You are human. You are made in His image. Why are you nominating happiness to be your leader? It's the most foolish thing I have ever heard in my entire adult life. Other adults, grown people, saying, I just want to do what makes me happy. Why are you ever letting happiness be your God? That's the worst type of, it just bugs me. It bugs me. Okay, fix your mouth. You've got to fix your mouth. Stop saying this. Okay, next. Emotions are not real. Emotions are not real. They have no physical existence. You cannot weigh happiness. You cannot detect, sadness in a microscope. You won't be able to, parse out, the photosynthesis process of depression. It doesn't work. So they are not real. But for some reason, you can detect them. Okay, if you're curious, that question would come up. Well, then why am I feeling these emotions if they aren't real? Well, let me put it to you like this. Okay, you walk into a room and the light's on. You turn off the light. Are you able to see the dark, to detect the darkness? Can you detect the darkness? You can. Yes, you are able to detect the darkness. That's true. But I want you to take a scoop of that darkness and put it underneath a microscope. Where did the darkness go? It was never there in the first place. So the absence of a thing is something that the body can detect. Okay? The absence of a thing is something that the body, your intellect, can detect. Cold is just the absence of heat. Okay? Darkness is the absence of light. Emotions are the absence of God. I feel like I'm connecting dots that I haven't connected um, online yet. So emotions only exist because it's because God, or you have turned your back on God in some form of your life. So now happiness is here. Happiness is not a blessing. Stop speaking happiness over your life. Happiness is not a blessing. The word happy, it means lucky. Lucky, are you lucky every single moment of your life? Like a casino. You walk into a casino, are you ever always winning? No. Most of the experience inside of casinos is when you're losing. You lose more money when you go in, or you lose more often when you go into a casino rather than win. You're not winning all the time. So happiness, it's a curse. Happiness is a curse. Stop speaking that curse over your life today. Stop doing that today. Today. You speak joy over your life. It's joy, okay? Joy. What does the word joy mean? It means the source of happiness. It means the source of happiness. Speak joy, okay? So stop trying to jump with emotional baggage. I don't know about you. I work out. I don't run anymore, but when I did used to run, it sucked. I don't really enjoy running. It's boring. It's a boring thing for me. Can I get cardio some other way? Yes, you can. Okay, great. Shadow boxing. Let's do shadow boxing. Let's get on the heavy bag. You know, let's move our bodies a little bit differently. Okay, great. Um, Sometimes I put a weighted vest on. Okay, sometimes I put a weighted vest on. Now, in this example, the weighted vest is kind of like that your emotional baggage. It's wrapped around your chest, but the more emotions that you have, the less discernment that you have. Emotions ruin discernment. And as you just learned, the second step in discernment is verification. Every last one of your emotions get you to um, rush through things. Okay? Get you to rush through things. Okay? If you don't believe me, just do some self reflection whenever you experience any emotion. If you are happy, if you have the emotion of happy, what is happiness trying to influence you to do? Well, I'm going to hurry up and, go back to the bar. I'm going to hurry up and, watch this TV show. I'm going to hurry up and get home and, relax. I'm going to hurry up, hurry. Emotions get you to hurry, rush through things. You can't verify something if you're rushed through it. If you're sad, it's the same way. Okay? If you are sad, that's the sadness is getting you to rush and go home and do nothing. If you are depressed, that depression is getting you to hurry up and go home and lock yourself in the room. and hurry up and not answer your phone and not do this. And so like every single one of your emotions get you to rush. Emotions are not here for your benefit. I'm here to tell you, they never have been here for your benefit. I'm sorry, therapist. I'm coming at you. Okay? Some of you pastors, I'm coming at you. Stop teaching that your emotions are like guiding tools. They are not. Because people make emotions their leaders, and then they say foolish things like I'm going along with the flow. Well, I'm going to do what makes me happy. You do that. You're not a clown. Stop doing clown things. All right? So, you can't jump with emotional baggage. That's the second way to overcome hurdles. Stop trying to jump with emotional baggage. You can't leap when you're carrying some guilt, some grudge, shame. Hurdles require momentum and clarity. Okay? If your spirit is heavy, your stride is broken. Release, give forth, and make room to move. Meaning, you need to forgive yourself. Give forth. Okay? Can I get a witness? Give forth. You need to give forth. Okay? Forgive. Forgiveness is not at all about the other person. It's never been about the other person. People say and have taught children all over the world, forgive but don't forget. And it leaves the children with more questions. Well, if I'm not supposed to forget, how am I supposed to remove this binding anger that I have? This overwhelming sadness that I have. How am I supposed to stop overthinking, this depression that's going on, It like the people that hurt you, you are waiting for them to apologize so that you can be healed. You're waiting for the person that hurt you to heal you. You've been taught that forgiveness is about the other person, and it's never been about the other person. Okay? Forgiveness has never been about the other person. Forgiveness is about you pushing these emotions back. Pushing the emotions off of your spirit so you can make a sound decision. So you can get that momentum to carry you over the hurdle. How do you forgive? Well, I've written about it in my ebook, A Peace Called Love. Check it out, for real. Get your copy of like today. A Peace Called Love. But if you don't want to get the ebook, that's fine. Here's what you do. Okay? Well, here's part of what you do. You have the emotional conversation. Forgiveness is all about you. It's not mostly for you. It's all about you. Somebody on Instagram said, forgiveness is only about you. Get the regret off of your chest, not by expressing, inventing, and transferring that demon to somebody else. You get that depression off of you. Remove it from you. From you. It's about you. So anyway, here's what you do. Okay? Here's what you do. You have the emotional conversation. You communicate to the emotion. How? What do I say, Kyle? Okay, here's what you say. If you're sad, you open your mouth. You have to use actual words. And if you're not brave enough to speak and to communicate like this in front of other human beings, do it in your prayer closet. Do it when you are by yourself. Okay? But if you're sad, here's what you do. Sadness, why are you here? You open your mouth and you say, sadness, why are you here? Okay? Sadness, why are you here? And then you shut your mouth. You literally shut your mouth. And what ends up happening is images will come into your mind. Like somebody's putting a deck of cards on your forehead. It's like, here you go, here you go. And then you'll see, okay? You'll have these images in your mind, and um what then will happen next is you now will know why you are sad. Okay? And the sadness is here to only live. The sadness wants to continue. So it's going to make you sad continuously. It's not going to relinquish its grip on your mind. It itself can't, or it's not going to, in its own life, it's not going to do that. So after you say, sadness, why are you here? You wait, you sit, okay? Yes, you still might be sad, that's fine. You sit, okay? And you allow the image to come. And whatever image comes first is the reason why you're sad. It's the reason why you're sad. The reason. And immediately after that, after you get your reasoning, okay, then you open your mouth and you start thanking God on what the opposite of that is. Okay? Because the emotion of, like, for example, in this example, sadness is telling you or showing you what you lack. You might be sad because nobody wants to, marry you. I don't know. So the sadness is showing up in your mind, telling you that you're not good enough. So next, after you get the image, you say, thank you, God, for all the love that you are providing me. Thank you, God, for my tribe. Thank you, God, for my dog. Thank you, God, for the experiences that I have with people around me. That's how you do it. Okay? That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Okay? So stop jumping or trying to jump with emotional baggage. You can't get over the hurdle with your emotional vest on. Let's move on to number 3. Okay? The third way on how to overcome hurdles is you build spiritual endurance. Okay? Hurdles don't stop those who are trained. Okay? Hurdles do not stop those who have the training. This is not about running faster. We don't care who gets first, because do you know why? You're the only one running your race. Who are you trying to beat? You just need to get to the kingdom. That's it. Just get to the gate. Okay? It's about running longer. Endurance. You overcome by consistency, not convenience. Am I talking to somebody? Okay? Am I talking to somebody? You overcome by consistency, not convenience. Remember Belphegor, the demon of sloth. He is in your mind every single day, trying to trick you into believing that your life needs to be easy. It needs to be convenient. It needs to be, easy. And if it's not easy, it's evil. It's straight from the devil. Pain, it must be hard. Evil. So if it's painful, you don't want to have the conversation. What is if the conversation with your children might be hard. So guess what? You don't have it. Maybe your children are questioning their own sexuality, but you don't want to impede because you don't want to seem like that type of parent. So you don't have the conversation. Who's a parent here? Okay? Who you need to have the conversation. Have it. Okay? So building spiritual endurance. You need to understand what compassion is. And if you have the gift of healing, okay, if you have the gift of healing, your biggest component in you is called compassion. What is compassion? Compassion, it means to suffer with. You need to be able to suffer with somebody in order to heal them. Too many healers are, yes, this is live on YouTube right now, actually. But, too many healers are fixers. They're out here trying to fix people quickly. Also, people are out here just, not feeling good. They're sad, they're depressed, they lost their job. And here you come, the healer. And you'll say things like, don't be sad. You just ruined their healing. They cannot heal if you aren't there on the same battlefield. Okay? So, build spiritual endurance. How? You need training. All the darkness that you have gone through in life, that's your spiritual training. All of the times people rejected you, neglected you, told you that you're not good enough, that your resume is not, that you don't have enough experience. That's your spiritual training. You know what it feels like. You know how it feels. You know the process already. This is your training. But when you allow the weighted vest called emotions to create this thing called self-pity, you ruin your training. You ruin all of your experience. And now you can't heal. Now you want to fix people. So, you need compassion. Spiritual endurance is called compassion. It's called compassion. I teach this. Okay? You need to be reading the word every single day. It's just true. Read something. It's just true. It's true. You need to talk to God every single day. Every single day. Your mouth needs to open and you need to be thanking God. Okay, I can't be more clear than that. You need to be thanking God out loud with your mouth every day. Talk to God. The one that's providing for you, why would you not thank him? Are you not content? Are you not satisfied with your life? And if the answer is no, then here comes the demon stepping in. I was once homeless. Okay, I was once homeless, and I still thanked God. I still thank God for his provision. It was a humbling experience. But seeds need to grow in the dark. Seeds need to grow in the dark first. Plants grow in the dark. But once they get above the light or above the soil, they only focus on the light. All of your darkness, all the growth that you have had in the dark, okay, that's the endurance. That's the expert in you, okay? The word expert actually means the one with experience. So if you have experience, congratulations, you're an expert. Now, are you perfect? No. But when somebody pays you for your expertise, now you are a professional. Am I talking to somebody here? Am I talking to somebody here? When somebody pays you for your expertise, you are now a professional. Okay? So, that's the third way to get over hurdles. Build spiritual endurance. Okay? But the other aspect of spiritual endurance, other than compassion, is patience. Patience, okay? And patience is not waiting. Patience is not waiting. You wait in line to get your food. Okay, you wait in line at the pharmacy to get your medicine. You wait for the students to turn in their tests so you can grade them. You wait, um, you know, for your clients to email you. Your leads to email you. But patience is a virtue. Remember earlier I was talking to you about um, you know, the nine choirs of heaven. Okay, how there's the seven deadly sins, and each sin is ruled by a demon. Um, you know, but then there's the nine choirs of heaven, and virtue is an angelic being. I always get that tongue tied. Is an angelic being of the nine choirs. Okay, so virtue, if you want to consider virtue an angel, just do it like that, okay? But virtue has a position in heaven, okay? And virtue's position or task is to deliver grace, deliver God's unmerited love and favor, to deliver mercy, to deliver humbleness, modesty, patience. The word patient, it means um, calm endurance through misfortune. Okay, calm endurance through misfortune. Okay, calm endurance through misfortune. So if you are going through homelessness, be patient. Don't complain about it. Okay, um, a good way to train with to build patience to calmly endure your misfortune is fast. Go on a fast. Fasting. Fasting. Yes. Mm-hmm. Fasting. You'll be surprised outside of medical, diagnosis. You can go with food for quite some time or without food for quite some time, longer than you understand. It's kind of like holding your breath. You can hold your breath for a lot longer than it gets uncomfortable. Like at a point when you are holding your breath, your body's fighting you to take that gasp of air, but you probably can go like another 30 seconds of holding your breath, um so compassion and patience are the spiritual tools of spiritual in building your spiritual endurance to get over your hurdles. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, number four, the fourth way to get over your hurdles is set your eyes past the obstacle. Okay, so let's say you are a business owner, you're married, and you are in business with your husband or your wife. The business is how you guys feed your family. You are a for-profit business. Okay, let's say you have a gym. Okay, and you get a divorce. You and your wife, you and your husband, you get a divorce. What you know, you need to be able to set your eyes past the divorce because the divorce is only the obstacle. And this, I mean, I've never coached anybody through this specifically, but I feel like I could. I feel like this is a very simple thing to get coached through. Um, we need to understand that your feelings are not your masters. Okay, you are not to be led by your emotions. They don't even have a brain. They can't make decisions. They're not reasoning at all. They just want to stay alive. All right. Um, if you can still be professional, great. If you are still trying to have your market analysis meeting every Monday, with your now ex-husband or ex-wife, and you then try to like bring up why he cheated on you, why she cheated on you, without talking about data, um, that's the only point that we would need to address. Like, hey, it's okay that we're not friends. This is business. So when I used to have a 9 to 5 job, I definitely never liked everybody. There were some people actually I despised. And if they would at all ever want to put on the boxing gloves, I would welcome it. I would welcome them putting on some boxing gloves with me. Okay? Can I get an amen? I know somebody understands what I'm saying. Okay? So if whatever you focus on then becomes your provision. So at the beginning of this, I said, thank you for your attention. Your attention is the most valuable spiritual asset that you have. This is still very true. Okay? Your attention is the most valuable spiritual asset that you can ever have. Why? What you pay attention to then is will be your provider. Okay? You pay for like you pay McDonald's, they provide you the hamburger. Okay, if you pay attention to lust, then pornography will be provided to you. If you pay attention to pride, then narcissist will be provided to you. If you pay attention to lack, then homelessness will be provided to you. Are you guys picking up what I'm putting down? Okay. So if you stare at the hurdle, it's going to trip you. Okay. If you stare at the hurdle, you will hit it. But if you fix your eyes on the vision beyond it, you will rise. Okay. What has God shown you for your purpose? Okay. Look at that, not the thing in your way. Okay. Address it, solve it, and move and then jump over it. Okay. Number 5, the 5th way that you are to overcome your hurdles is speak to the obstacle with authority. Okay, you speak to the obstacle with authority. Now, I want you guys to finish this phrase. Okay. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Okay, there you go. I know everybody understood what I was going with this. So, did you know that you cannot think without words? You cannot think without words. You need words to think. And before anything is ever produced, ever created, the word or an aggregation of words had to exist first. If you want to build your gym business, you need to first think about it. Okay? So hurdles listen to the voice of the one who knows their authority. So, did you know that the word authority is rooted in the word author? The word author has many different meanings, but one of those meanings is leader. It also means king. It also means ruler. Okay? Author, the one who measures, a ruler. Did you know that there are so many types of rulers? Like there's a protractor, there's a compass, there's a yardstick, there's, I don't know, there's so many other types of rulers, back in the day, like people used to measure when the sun is coming, is going to set by their hand, like, oh yeah, it's about an hour, it's about 2 hours, 50 more minutes, and it should, should be nighttime now. Okay. So it doesn't matter if you feel like you are not the authority, if you are the authority, use your words. You need to use your words and speak to it. Okay? Um, you don't have to force it. Just speak and walk away. Okay? It doesn't matter how you feel. Speak and walk away. When I had my construction business, um, far too often, far too often, um, it was like I had to fire people. I had to get people out of there. Um, but when I first started it, I did not address it, not as I should. So I then started having the uncomfortable conversations. I was like, if you do this again, you will be fired, pretty much. I said that and I meant it. Um, they never did it again. So speak to the obstacle. Speak to the obstacle. Even if the obstacle is your emotions, speak to it. Communicate it. Okay? You don't pray softly. Okay? You don't beg. You speak, you bind, you command it to move. When you walk in alignment, your purpose, or with your purpose, heaven backs your very words. Okay? When you are in your purpose and you speak to remove obstacles, it's a no-brainer. Things will move. Okay? Things will move. All right. So, now, if you guys want coaching, okay, if you guys want some coaching one-on-one, hit the link in my bio. People on YouTube, uh, you're gonna have to schedule a one-on-one with me, okay? I want to know. I have a question for everybody here. Are you dealing with hurdles right now? Are you dealing with hurdles in your life? And with these 5 steps, you will be able to overcome any hurdle in your life. Let me go over them briefly once again. The first method of getting over a hurdle is identify the spirit behind the obstacle. Number 2, stop trying to jump with emotional baggage. Number 3, build spiritual endurance. Number 4, set your eyes past the obstacle. Number 5, speak to the obstacle with authority. So those are the 5 methods on how you get past any obstacle in your life. Now, is anybody going to, is anybody experiencing any hurdles in their life? Do you want to be coached through it? You are always welcome to, schedule some time with me one-on-one. I coach people. I have people in my coaching programs. I have ebooks. I have mini courses. If you don't want to do the one-on-one, I have resources for you. Okay. I have things that, many different avenues that you can fix and correct your life as you see it right now. Okay. And if you are a real decision maker, if you have a team of people that you lead, if you are a founder, if you are a CEO, a COO, a CFO, and you are looking to get spiritually aligned, I am doing a VIP retreat to Alaska. And if you want more information, send me an email, contact me somehow outside of this. My email, if you're on YouTube, my email is in the description. Please, everybody. So I want you guys to understand next week's topic will be pride's deception. Okay? How Leviathan ruins your life bit by bit. Now, I want everyone to know I'll be on for just a little bit longer, but love is the only way. If you didn't know, now you know.